What if a single map could rewrite everything we thought we knew about history? A map that some people believe showed lands nobody was supposed to know existed. A map surrounded by mystery, debate, and one enormous question: could history be missing something? Ancient Mysteries, Episode 3, The Ancient Map That Shouldn't Exist. Our mystery begins more than 500 years ago. RK was visiting a museum filled with ancient maps. Most of them looked exactly as you would expect, until one map caught his attention. It looked old, very old, yet something about it felt strangely different. Kika immediately noticed unusual markings. Professor PK smiled. "You're looking at one of history's most controversial maps." RK looked closer at the faded signature in the corner of the map. One name was still clearly visible: Piri Reis. He was an Ottoman admiral, navigator, and skilled cartographer. In the year 1513, he created one of history's most famous maps. But Professor PK pointed out something many people never notice. Piri Reis never claimed he explored the entire world himself. Instead, he wrote that he collected information from many older maps. Some were Portuguese, some were Arabic, some were based on earlier Greek traditions, and according to his own notes, some sources were already centuries old. Kika paused for a moment. If he copied older maps, then where did those older maps come from? Professor PK smiled. That is exactly the mystery. Then RK noticed something unusual along the coastline. The coastline looked surprisingly detailed, more detailed than many maps from that period. Could it really be that accurate? Or were people seeing patterns that weren't actually there? The debate had only just begun, and the biggest claim was still waiting, a claim so extraordinary that it would make this map famous around the world. RK carefully unrolled the final section of the map. Then everyone in the room fell silent. One coastline looked strangely familiar. Some researchers believe this coastline resembles Antarctica, a continent that would not be officially discovered until centuries later. If that claim were true, it would completely change our understanding of history. News articles, books, and documentaries helped spread the mystery across the world, but Kika wasn't convinced yet. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Professor PK smiled. So let's examine the evidence. Modern historians point out that the famous coastline is incomplete. Its shape doesn't perfectly match Antarctica. Many experts believe it more closely resembles the eastern coast of South America, especially when we remember that early maps often contain distortions. After all, cartographers in the 1500s didn't have satellites, they didn't have GPS. They relied on sailors' observations, handwritten notes, and older maps, which means small errors could easily become much larger over time. RK looked back at the mysterious coastline. So, is it really Antarctica, or is our imagination filling in the missing pieces? Professor PK carefully rolled up the ancient map. So, what do historians actually agree on? The map is real. It was created in the year 1513, and it was drawn by the Ottoman admiral Piri Reis. His own notes explain that he used several older maps as references. Some of those original maps have been lost forever, and that may be the greatest mystery of all. Not whether the map was magical, but how much geographical knowledge was gathered so early. Generation after generation, civilization after civilization, knowledge survived because people copied it, improved it, and passed it on. And this is the real Piri Reis map. Only part of the original map has survived. Today, it is carefully preserved as one of history's most remarkable maps. It continues to inspire historians, geographers, and explorers around the world, not because it answers every question, but because it inspires new ones. RK looked at the ancient map one last time. Maybe the greatest discoveries aren't always new. Maybe they're ancient ideas that survived against all odds. Professor PK smiled. History doesn't only preserve answers, it preserves questions. And every unanswered question is an invitation to keep exploring. If you enjoyed today's mystery, subscribe to Yoreva, and we'll see you in the next mystery.